Welcome to California Dreaming.
With our beautiful blonde canvas, we're going to start by doing a mohawk sectioning in the top, bringing that section down to the back to a point and two subsections. We're going to start with our skylights in 40 volume and our synchro lift with 20 volume. Spray a little narrow protect. What that's going to do is help with the flyaway so we can get a nice even consistency as we're painting. I'm now using our skylights. It is a clay-based lightener, so it's going to live right on the surface of that hair. And we're going to paint at least an inch away from your parting or your sectioning. Remember, the heavier the saturation, the lighter the color will be. So what we're going to do is work just that frame line around the face, painting back, just kind of giving it a really nice, soft, subtle effect throughout that shine line. What the shine line is going to do is going to give you a little bit of versatility of color underneath the hair. We really don't want it to overpower the beautiful color that we're about to apply. We just want some little hints of color when she moves her head, or when you part it, or you run your hands through it. So continuing with the skylights, just working around that parting, going horizontal, just blending heavy saturation, keeping it about an inch away from that parting. Going back across, filling in any areas that you need. Just remember that with this being a clay-based lightener with 40 volume, we're going to get maximum lightness, but it will not bleed through the rest of the hair, and it's going to be a nice, even, beautiful top layer of lightness there. I always like to check the work and make sure that I have everything really saturated. Sometimes you might not have enough in one area, so don't be afraid to oversaturate. The heavier it is, the better your outcome's going to be. Moving to the mohawk section on the top, we're going to leave out a little small section of the fringe, doing a platinum card technique using our synchro lift, which is our ultra quick blue powdered lightener. What I love about this is the thick consistency. It's going to help us apply from scalp to end, and with the potato starch, it's really going to soothe that scalp, and it has zero fragrance, so it's going to be an amazing lightening experience. So moving right along with the platinum card, overlaying that hair, taking small sections, we're going to be painting from root to end with really nice saturation because we want brightness in the top part of that mohawk section. This is going to give us a beautiful end result with the color that we're going to apply. And if you notice that I am really saturating the hair, going in and painting from root to end, laying a little lightener on that foil underneath for stability so that the hair will not slide, and folding that up, making sure I have a really nice even application. Now, after about 3 sections of platinum card from root to end, I'm doing a little light teasing or ruching at the base just to save some of that depth in there. And we're going to do one more from root to end, applying it a little on the foil again, just to help stabilize that hair, giving me a little foundation. Again, guys, this is great for a platinum card technique because of the anti-swell. It will not swell in those foils. Now I'm going to switch my technique just a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of, I would say, a little bit of weaving, and I'm going to switch my fold just to let me know I'm doing something a little different. So if you notice, I went to silver here, so I'll know as I look, this is where my technique changed just a little bit. Weaving out small sections. Want to keep some of that depth in there, so I don't want a lot of brightness as I move towards the back. I just really want to lighten up some pieces so I can have a little more dimension. So I'm going to carry that all the way through till I get about to the top of the round of the head, weaving, doing really nice saturation and securing that. Now here at the top of the round of the head, we're going to switch a little bit to more of a teasing technique. We're still going to be doing a basic platinum card, but we're going to backcomb a little bit because we want to keep a little more depth up in that root area. We don't want it to be as bright at the root. That way we can get a little more transition. Still going through with our Synchro Lift and 20 volume cream developer, saturating really good from root to end. And if you notice, I lightly am going to go over, and you'll see in the next section, and bring my Synchro Lift a little bit over my teasing because I want a little bit of shadowing to go on here. So backcombing a little bit here, making sure that I have a really nice ruche, so we can save that. And I'm going to leave out a little bit on the sides because I want a little more depth to fall on the sides as I put in my final color at the end. I want to see a little more depth hit over that shine line. So working the swirls back, we're going to get up into about 2 more sections. Making sure all of your sections are really nice, clean, and neat. Securing that hair away. And we're going to get into a little more back comb, and we're going to go a little heavier this time. Filling that in, and you'll see right here where I actually applied the Synchro Lift from root to end. I'm going to go back and just lightly hit the teasing section. That's just going to give me a little more shine down at the base of the hair. And then we're going to take this last section and we're going to use it as one. And this really depends on you guys, how much of the depth you want to see in the hair is how much teasing you're going to do. Light teasing is going to be less depth. More teasing is going to be more depth. So securing that down, adding a little bit of lightener just to secure those ends so that we can have a really nice application. Sometimes the hair slides, so putting a little lightener on that foil will actually secure that hair to the foil. After doing this, we're going to let this process about 35-45 minutes. Super excited to be using our new Demi Metallics, Rose Gold, Lavender, and Silver. After drying our canvas, we're going to start and build a foundation underneath using our 7PA. This is going to give us a little bit of depth. When we look at this technique, we want to look at it in 3 sections. We need a bottom, a middle, and a top. So we're going to put depth under the bottom to give that brightness something to live on. So going all the way around that foundation, adding in the 7PA and securing it. Now taking out that subsection from the Mohawk section, we're going to apply the new Demi Lavender Metallic all the way from root to end, making sure we get really good saturation. On our next subsection, we're going to go and do the lavender at the roots. We're going to go in with a little bit of the Pop XG Yellow and the Pink Flamingo, fade it down into our Demi Lavender. And then our third section, we're going to be the Demi Lavender from root to end. And we're going to repeat it on the other side, step by step. The lavender, then next we're going to do lavender, Pop XG Yellow, Flamingo Pink, and end with the Demi Lavender. In our last section, lavender from root to end, dropping out a section. This is going to be our new Demi Silver that we're going to apply, and we're going to do a section on the other side, and we're also going to add the new Demi Silver to that. Now what we're going to do is take that whole top of the Mohawk section, and we're going to be applying our new Demi Metallic Rose Gold. And we're going to take small subsections, apply them from root to end, making sure we get really good coverage. Again, you know, I always talk about saturation, so you want to make sure that you really do really good saturation. You don't want to leave any pieces uncovered. We want this to live over top of that beautiful 7PA that we applied in our shine lines. So filling that in, and then what we're going to do after we get the whole top of the mohawk section covered, like to secure it around, and we're going to let it process for about 20 minutes. Now for the cut, take an I-part section at the top of the head, parting the hair in half down the middle, and we're going to do horizontal back sectionings with a slight elevation with low graduation, pulling everything back from the previous section, and we're going to over direct everything from the ear forward back. You can see it here as we take smaller sections to make it clear. Diagonal back sections, you want to always make sure you can see that guide. Slight elevation, pulling down to your length, making sure the balance mirrors the left side as we work on the right. Now that we're getting our shape in, we're going to take another diagonal back, splitting that because again you want thin sections so that you don't cut into your guide. This is going to assure that you have an accurate haircut. You really want that balance and that weight to be consistent throughout this haircut. We're changing up the haircut just a little bit. I want to really preserve that length in the front. So now that I'm starting right at that ear, I'm going to do a little more of a backwards graduation, keeping it longer in the front. I want to preserve that weight, so I'm actually going to drag the hair back into my previous section. Still doing a graduated haircut, but I just want to drop my length line just a little bit. If you noticed on the left side of the head, my palm was up, it was fingers up, and as I got to the right side, I switched hand positions to finger down. That's so that I can keep a precision, accurate cut. It just helps me follow through my guideline and be a little more precise. As you see I get around the front, I'm really taking this section and directing them, pulling them all the way back to that previous guide behind the ear. Still doing diagonal backs and a little graduation. Just checking my balance, making sure that I have exactly the amount of texture and weight. Now on the top I'm going to release the eye, and I'm going to section it into 3 sections, clipping those away. Taking that front section, I'm going to actually cut from short to long, taking a guide from the back, cutting up to the end of the hair, getting my length exactly where I want, because again I really want to preserve some of that weight in the front. So I'm going to take my second guide and pull it over into my first, not over directing, just combing it straight up where it lives, cutting from short to long. And on this one there's not going to be any over direction. I still want it all cutting straight up from where the hair lives. If you notice, my elbow is out, high elevation, cutting from short to long. Now we're just going to check the balance and make sure my shape is in there. And it's always good that if you really leave a little length in there and you need to take it away, what I like to do is soften it up with a razor, just giving it a little bit of an edgy technique, a little texture around the bottom, so to soften it up. So we're just going to go from that back guide, cutting forward just till we get the desired length in the front, and we're going to repeat on the other side, making sure we have good balance. And then I'm going to go back and just kind of detail my work a little bit here, making sure that I don't have any unwanted like hair that lingers over. I want to make sure my line is defined, a little softer around that neckline, making sure my elevation is great. And this is going to be the haircut for California Dreaming. I hope you guys enjoyed California Dreaming as much as I did. Until next time.